Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a day in which the Most High has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall rest therein. Okay, the topic of this message is: Are you the light? Are you the light? And I want to go into this because um, I think it's very important in this day that we, as those that are called to walk therein, the light, should be aware if we are the light. And we're going to go over some verses because I think it's so important that we begin to see the difference in others versus who we are in Him, and how we're not that we are better than anyone else, but how He has lined us up to be separate. And it's beautiful. It's really beautiful once you really understand it in the spiritual realm, and then you capture it in the natural. Then you be able to commune with others in which one weighs more so spirit and truth, and then you'll find the light is the way. Okay. And it's a topic that you're not going to find very many speaking on or talking about or covering, but we're going to go into the verses and you're going to say, wait a minute, we need to be there, y'all. That's where we need to be. And why is it we're not hearing this? It's because going back to what he says in the words that proceeded out of his mouth is going to be: if it was so, it will fool his very elect. And the narrow gate that leads to righteousness, and he says what? Very few shall do what? Find. What is it they're going to find? Righteousness. Okay? And that's sad. That's really sad. That's something to really look into. That the gate that leads to what is righteous, and very few shall find righteous. That's something to think about. It really is. Hello, everyone in the live chat. I'm going to ask a question to you all about the light. Would you say you are the light? And what do you feel the light is? And how is it that we're not hearing things about this light? And this is the direction we are to be walking in this day. Okay. Um, and we're going to discuss the light because I think that's where all the power rests therein. And it is also a lead you to understand why everything is going the way that it is, as far as in the chaos, and how the Most High really wanted us to be able to really be able to identify the difference in day and night and light and darkness. They have things in common, and it all is connected to who is the light. We know Christ, Yeshua or Hamashiach, came as the light to the world. But if he is the light, then when he comes into us, after we have received him and he comes into us, then what? We become the light, you see. And that is what's going on now. These are things that you're never going to hear people talk about or discuss regarding the light. Let me tell you why. Because it carries that right hand power. That's why. And see, nobody don't know about the right hand power, the stretched out arm. They don't know anything about it because it existed from the beginning, and no one has been able to go into it and capture the right hand, the stretched out arm, and the right hand of power. They can't discern it. They can't see it. They can't find it. Because it's there sitting for the ones that he said in the narrow gate, who what? Find it righteousness. See, it's for them. It's not for everybody that you think you hear that says Yahuwah, Yahuwah, or the Most High Yah, and so on. It's for those that He has assigned it to. Okay, and even someone, say for instance, if He assigned it to me to see it for what it is, that's the reason why I talk about spirit and truth. Because everything that you want to see that is righteous, it has to line up with spirit and truth. If it don't line up with spirit and truth, it's vain and vax, it's worthless, it's wicked, it's evil, it's darkness. Okay, it is not representing the will of what is righteous in Yah. If it's not spirit and truth, it's something else. Okay, so that's another way you can divide things also, is, looking at it and saying, okay, is it spirit and truth? Spirit of truth rests in righteousness. It rests in that same narrow gate. He says, he said, the gate to righteousness, the gate to the narrow gate leads to righteousness, and very few shall find their end. So if people are bringing up issues and talking about situations because they can find verses and they can find scriptures and they can precept here and they can line here and they can find all books, all of that is vain and vexed. Why? Because the Ruach comes to bust all that out and let you hear what He has to say about this book. And until we understand He is the true teacher, He is the one that's going to take this book and bust everything else out of place and put everything in order. That's the word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yah. It's through the Ruach HaKodesh. Okay, it's not this book. Okay, this book carries its inspiration, not inspired, it's inspired by Yah. It carries some things in there, but because man hands has tampered with it so much, Yah wants you to hold on to that good book, because He have suffered it to live for thousands of years. And He have suffered, what I said, thousands of years, I'm meaning what's in it tells the story of things that's happened so far back. Yah has allowed that to be present with us today. Not man. But see what man did, they thought that they could put their hands in it and smear it and make it sound the way they wanted to live it, and the way they wanted to say and how they wanted to feel. Because if you, one of the verses is in there that I know that the Most High couldn't have put in there, and it is, a woman was created for man, not for a woman was created for man, not man for woman. Everything was created for only one thing, and that is the Father's will and for His purpose. So right then I knew that, okay, that's something man didn't put in there. And that's why in many thousands of years, women did not have say so, or did not have not able to really speak. But it was in time past, years and thousands of years, they were able to speak. They were able to make a difference. I'll put it like that. But now it's what is going on. They trying to bring that old way back so that they can appear to be leaders and rulers and kings and lions and captains and moors and seers and watchmen and everything on high top. And they don't understand you way below the foot level, because you down there with the work of the enemy. Because what Sister Deborah want to talk about is the light. Okay, and the name of this message is, "Are you the light?" Can anybody in the live chat, uh, 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 can you really say that the light lives in you and it shineth? Could you really say that the light of the Most High Yah? Hello, everyone in the live chat. Could you say that the light is in you? And how do you know that the light rests therein? Anybody in the live chat can answer that. So I'm just going to ask you all think about that and seeing if you could answer that, because the thing about the light is it's not difficult. It's simple. It's just that simple, and it's easy. It's light. It's sweet. It's everything you really need. And when I'm gonna tell you, before I knew anything about the light, let me explain to you all. I think I've said this to you all several times. There are several times in my life I can actually use as a testimony where others see the light that's in me. They don't know me. I don't know them. Just total strangers walking up and able to identify that the light is shining on me, and they will communicate with me as if they know me. And what do? I communicate with them as if I know them. Because once they come upon me with that mindset, instant my antennas, the spirit of discerning begin to roll, because now I'm trying to, not trying, I'm discerning who they are, and I'm listening to them. And when you hear people walk up to you and they don't know you and you don't know them, and they come saying, when you look like you got this light about you, it's a light shine, male and female, white or black. I have had that happen to me several times in my life. I don't judge any of that, or I don't put that on no pedestal, because I know that the light rests therein. I don't care what someone would say about me and think about me, or even me feeling about myself. That light ain't going nowhere. It's here to stay. So I say unto you all, can you say that the light rests therein? Yep, those are characteristics of the light. That's it. Wonderful. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. And it is. Isn't it a feeling that if you say something, or even if you do something, it's like you ain't getting away with that. It always a feeling there that would chastise you or correct you, or make you feel bad about something you say, something you do, your actions, even on your emotions. I mean, that is definitely the spirit, because it's there because it loves you, and it wants to make sure that you understand your errors, and what is in you, what is right and what is wrong. It just don't let you go. And a lot of people, they don't even have the feeling, they don't even know what's going on. They can't even describe what is exactly taking place. They can say things wrong, they can think things wrong, they can act things wrong, and it doesn't matter. That's good. That's good. That's it. Praise the Most High Yah. hmm And that's the thing about it. I'm saying it like you're saying it, because it's like sometimes I be like, what, they get away with doing any and they doing it, and they getting away with doing all. It's just not, this light is not going to let that type of mindset rest on you. It's going to correct you, and it's going to get you right. And I know without a doubt it's because you're bought with a price. You are the sons of Yah. I really believe that without a doubt. The light plays a big role. So what we're going to do, if it's anyone else that wants to cover the fact that they too feel that they have the light resting therein, always chastising. I'm serious, y'all. I say, well, Father, did you see what they did? Or did you see what they said? And it's always correcting me, because he wants me. See, thing about it, when Yeshua was here, he was the light of the world. Now he lives in us, okay? Yeshua HaMashiach. And we now are the light. But people don't know it. Something wrong with that, isn't it? Something is wrong with that, because we're not even taught, we're not given any verses, any scriptures to support the light that rests in us. So we just assume that, okay, we got it, and let's grab what we have, let's go. But we got to understand what this light is, and how once it comes, it's there to stay. And it's coming to just make sure that you are prepared for whatever that's about to come, and that have have actually taken place in your life. So it's wanting you to understand where it all started and where it's all going to end. And that's why it's important. All right. Confirmation then. Uh-huh. Very good. That's really good. And that's what he said the lights are supposed to do. Did you know that? We should supposed to. You'll hear it in the verses that I'm gonna pull up. This is how the light is to uh reveal itself. Hmm. That's it. Mm. Because that's what the light is coming to do. It's coming to do what? To reveal darkness so that you can walk in that which is righteous. That is the light. He's guiding every day and assisting even when bad things was happening. That's him. That's him. Remember to make video a couple of days ago. He led me to some scriptures, and every one I read it. Oh wow, that's wonderful. And that's what that light is. You see, it shows things to you and it leads you, you know. It leads this flesh because the flesh want to do what it want to do, but that light, it'll lead you in a different direction. That's good. Yep. That's I'm telling you, people will say that they see a glow. They don't know what it is. They do not know what it is, but they know. I'm telling you, total strangers can reveal the light in you, and you be like, not. And this is the strangest thing. It ain't like this light is shining 24/24. But when it's overly lit, it's like people can see it. And I guess that's such a blessing because it's like the Most High wants you to know that the light does rest therein, because people are able to see it from the outside, even though it's in the inside. But when it is what y'all want it to be, it's shown from the outside. Mhm. And that's how. So when you hear me saying, he said to he'll say Ezekiel tell her, or he'll say Solomon tell her. That's what I be saying. He be allowing them to tell me through the scriptures. It's not like they come out of the dead. No, that's the ignorant of ignorance. It's like he's through the scriptures. He allowed what they have said and what they have done to come into me and kind of help me understand it in this flesh because they were once in the flesh. So when he allowed the scriptures, it's really speaking to me in the scriptures through them. You see what I'm saying? In what they have said. I wouldn't have never in all my days knew. I'm going to tell y'all something. I wouldn't have never known that Jacob, Abraham, Isaac's son, Jacob, broke that thing down about these 12 tribes. And when we go back there and see what their own father that carried the seed of the Most High Yah had to say about them, then you'll understand where the tribe of Judah stands this day, where the tribe of Reuben stands this day. You'll see where they at, and you'll say, Jacob, you nailed them. Jacob nailed them to the wall. But guess what? They're never going to teach you what Jacob said. They're never, and this was on his deathbed. Even Yah was present when he was on his deathbed, because when he said, told his sons to gather together, they didn't want to gather together. So you can hear the spirit of Yah saying, sons of Jacob, gather yourself together so that your father may tell you. They didn't want to gather because they knew it was no good in them. They knew it. That's why I'm saying, y'all. So when you hear him say forefathers, he's speaking of not Jacob. He's not speaking of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's speaking of those that has was offspring of the 12 tribes. Not Abraham, Jacob, and Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's speaking of those that's of the 12 tribes, the father of them. You see, because Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob was the seed, and anything after them, okay, he's speaking of them as being a stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient. You ain't never heard y'all tell that to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But see, they won't teach you that. Right. But I'm gonna say something about the Christian church as well. Yeah. One thing that's very important is when Yah ordered our steps, he ordered our steps in him, not in us, not in no man, not in our mother and our father and our grandparents or our forefathers. He ordered our steps in him. And the order of the steps that he has ordered is like when the sower sowed the seeds. He sowed a lot of seeds places that wasn't going to produce anything, but he sowed some in the soil, in the proper soil, to where it did produce. So that's how we have to look at the power of Yah's creation. He knows what he got going on. Yes, confirmation. That's wonderful. He said when two or more, that is so true. He said he will be in the midst. And even if he's in the midst, correcting the two that's at the table, we still should embrace that, because anything that he corrects, he loves. It belonged to him. Oh, you get him in your prayers. That's right. That's good. Scriptures from fully listen. And he bring things up again too. And you know that bringing up again, that's the characteristics of the Ruach HaKodesh. He bring things back to your remembrance, because he knows that we're not going to hold all this stuff. Yeah, we can't hold all of this, because I'm sitting here talking about the light, and I'm already talking about other things. It's just so much that we can't hold it all. And that's something I do too. I repent every day, every day. And you know what I say? I said, forgive me for the things that I do that displeases thee, Father, that I'm aware of and that I'm not aware of. Please forgive me, you know. That's right. Yep. But see, the order of the steps, we can't look at those orders and say, okay, here we got 6 steps. Boy, when I was on the second step, I'm telling you, I was hell on wheels. No, we got to look at that step as a step he ordered for us to get to the step that where we at today. See, and that's something a lot of people don't really understand. The steps I ordered, he ordered it for his purpose, so that we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just go up the steps. You see, even though on that second step it might have been a turmoil and things happen in one's life, that don't matter. It's steps that he ordered for you to get to that second step, just to get to that third step. And this is the hardest thing for me than anything. Did you all know that if you miss a step, you have to go back and repeat it? Have you done things in life and you said, now didn't I should have known better? This happened before. I did this once before and was in the same situation and I didn't get far. And here it is, I'm repeating this again. It's because he want you to get it. Shalom. We're bringing it back. Yep, that's the Ruach HaKodesh. That's one of his characteristics, is to bring things back to your remembrance. And he'll bring something back to me way back when I was a little girl, and I'm like, where they going? It's because he want you to know spirit and truth, what is right, He don't want us. And you know what? In the midst of it, he don't want us to be all perfect in our flesh. He ain't never said we're going to be perfect in our flesh. He don't want us to be perfect in our flesh. He want us to be perfect in serving as his sons. He want us to be perfect in understanding his give and gave, his love, his grace, his mercy, understanding who he is. Oh, you can be perfect in that, baby, because I'm a living witness. I'm a living witness. Now, when it come down to being in my flesh, I ain't gonna sit here and tell you I'm perfect. But when it come down to serving him and knowing who he is and who he stand for, hallelujah, I'm in there. Yeah, because sometimes we can do things that we are not aware of that displeases him. And I just want to put it on his table. Hey, let me tell you, Father, I want to say this. Forgive me for what I know and what I did not know. Anything that goes up against your will, Father, that's not pleasing to you, forgive me. That's really good. That's good. That's really good. Rescue you out of situation. That's another one. That's another good one. Nope, we'll never be perfect in our flesh. And that's why I say, sometimes I wonder if y'all really get it when I say spirit and truth. If things don't line up in spirit and truth, don't put so much emphasis on your flesh trying to master the things that man is teaching us in the flesh to get right, and then forsake the things we're supposed to be walking in the spirit. You see what I'm saying? It's just like if I'm worried about tying my head up and wearing my makeup or not wearing makeup and dressing a certain way, putting my jewelry on that says, certain things and fringes and trying to look a role. I don't want to look a role. I don't want to be a role player. I don't want to play role playing. I don't want to be a clown. And it is a clown because a clown fixes up just to act in front of someone. It's not being negative, but I'm just saying that's what a clown does. Because when it all said and done, don't he see me from the inside out and the outside in? And which part is he measuring? The inside. Because he knows the outside is dying daily. It died every hour on hour. You see? So he ain't looking at that. He's looking at what you are inside. And have you decided to, not decided if it's your choice, have you been able to embrace that it's something that's inside? And that's first thing we should have been taught. When we come to the truth, it starts off by recognizing that we have a spirit and that it came from somewhere. Where did it come from? Wait a minute, where did the spirit come from? No, it's not a soul, it's a spirit. But where did it come from? Then it takes you way back to the beginning at Genesis. That's it. And then you'll be sitting here saying, you mean to tell me I'm flesh and blood? There's two parts to me. Yes, because a lot of people thinking they're understanding things with wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and they think they got it. No, you don't, baby. That's flesh. You got to come in the spiritual realm with its wisdom, its knowledge, and its understanding. Because understanding is the Ruach HaKodesh. It comes to teach you all things. And if he's coming to teach you all things, he's giving you what? All understanding. He said, put your trust in no man. Well, what do you mean, Most High Yah? Don't trust man to give you wisdom. Don't trust him to give you knowledge. And don't trust him to give you understanding. And I mean Deborah too. Come to me, the true teacher, who gives you those things in the spirit, so that the spirit can tame this flesh. Get your tail somewhere and sit down, because that's what's going on today and have been in quite some time. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. The flesh said, no, I'm going to rule this. I don't want to talk about no Yah. I don't want to pray to no Yah. I don't want to have nothing to do with no Yah. That's how sick our flesh is. So when that light comes, stand down now, flesh. Now you ain't no darkness gonna stand up nowhere. You gonna sit your butt down somewhere, and you gonna hear what the light has to say and what the light has to think and what the light has to do. You gonna sit your butt down. Yeah, you gonna be there until I'm in my grave. But you gonna stand your butt down, because the light is on the scene. And it's just like I had to counsel a young lady yesterday, and she was telling me, how can you change things? And I was telling her, okay, you're going into your apartment and it's dark. You forgot to leave a light on. So how do you get this thing to this here dark that's in this apartment to disappear? You cut that darn light on, watch darkness swoop the coop, which is run. It's gonna leave. Why? Because light is on the scene. You see? And that's how it is spiritual. Darkness have to leave once light is on the scene. And that is spiritual, you guys. That is your spirit. It is spirit. That's right. Your will, Father, y'all. That's it. Oh, wow. Praise the Most High, Yah. That's what I'm talking about. And He want us, and it's just wanting us to know that we know that He rests therein. And once we get to that point, y'all, you'll be surprised at the power that rests within us. But if you don't even know if you're a soul or if you're a spirit, you don't even know if you light or if you dark. If you don't know these things, how do you know the power is there? You don't know. So therefore, the power is never it's activated, but it's not used, because the things that needs to be manifest in your mind to understand. Now the light is here. Everything that Yeshua HaMashiach had, you have. But people don't believe they have these things. Just like I was telling this young a lady that I was counseling yesterday, when you go on that light in your apartment, what happened to dark? And where is it running to? It has to leave. And that is reality of life, spirit, and truth. Darkness has to move when light come on the scene. You see? So the light is so important to walk therein and to trust in it. And we're going to read some verses regarding that. Let the Ruach lead and guide. That's it. The spirit, He is the spirit of truth. You see what I'm saying? So that's why when Sister Deborah was saying, in situations that you hear people talking, if they can't bring to the table spirit and truth, you look at them and say they need to sit down. They need to sit down. I don't want to hear your precepts. I don't want to hear your lie. I don't want to hear your little here and your little there. I don't want to hear what Moses and David and Abraham, Isaac. Come on to this table with spirit and truth. Come on to the table with spirit and truth. What y'all say? Ye though I prepare a table for thee in the presence of thy enemy. Understand that table y'all prepare. So what's at that table? There's light. You see? He prepared in the presence of who? Your enemy. But what? Your table was prepared by Him. The light is there. You see? It just, people don't understand the light because people didn't speak of it. They didn't talk about it. But the thing I'm going to tell you, I learned, and I don't know if you all can say the same, but during the time I was going and attending the Christian church, I was never the one that was involved, but I was more so walking into the steps that He had ordered in my life. That's why I cannot look back at nothing that has happened to me in my life and say, oh, I hate it. I hate it. I don't care what it is. I look at it as, Father, you knew this before the foundation of the world. You knew of this, but you allowed it. You suffered it to be. And you allowed me to walk those steps. And now this is where I'm at. Guess what? Right around my waist is testimonies all over the place. That's one thing my life has been, a living testimony. Through my testimony, I could speak the way I speak. I'm telling you. So I don't give up on the things that I learned through the Christian church and the things that I'm continuing to learn. I see all of it adds up to one. All of it add up to where I'm at today and where I'm going. You see, it ain't no, oh, this is it. Oh, Father, you allow this to happen to me. And oh, Father, yes, Those things he knew. Have you ever thought, this is what I look at. Have you ever thought Emmett Smith? I think that was his last name. Who Emmett Smith, who they beat and did the way that they did him, or all those females and males and children and men that they lynched. Have you ever thought the Most High, don't you know he looking dead at it like this here? At any times when he see them cut off the man intestines and burning them, you would think that, okay, the Most High gonna go down. No! He know what he doing. And he know why he's doing it. Get with the program. You see, we cannot go back and try to make those things so horrible and so bad, because he himself knows. He knows he already done told them thousands and thousands and thousands of years. He sent each prophet to warn them and warn them, please do right, please do right, please do right. When it got to the point where, hey, I gave them the land of milk and honey, the best land on the face of the earth, and here they are killing each other, doing all kind of abomination on the land and everything he's giving them. Did you know he's seen that? He saw that they was going to do that before they did it. But it didn't stop him from doing what? Good things. It didn't stop him from doing good things for them, because he's about what he's saying. He say what he's about. But he's going to show up and show out on things that's in the dark and wants to walk therein. Yeah, but I tell the Father too to purge me, Father, y'all. Anything that is not of you and it's not representing you, cleanse me, Father, y'all. Purge me inside out. That's it. Because you know what? With spirit and truth, you can actually measure messages that you're hearing on this devil platform. You really can. Because all you have to do is say, line it up in my Father's will. Come on with it. Line it up in his righteous will. Now he have another, the righteous and the unrighteous works his will still. But what you have to understand, you can't make, because something is happening, you can't make it a righteous will. No, you got to put it in the order in which it is. It is what it is, you know, but know that y'all know about it. You know, he's still the overseer. Yes. Because you can measure everything everybody's doing on this devil platform by spirit and truth. And you'll nail them every time. Every time. You can nail them every time. Because all you have to do, you know, spirit and truth is righteous. It's just. It's give and gave. And if somebody teaching something outside of that, you got them. You got them. You got them. See, that's what they don't, that's why they don't teach stuff like that to people, because they don't want them to know how you can rightly divide. When he said rightly divide, see, when he said rightly divide, that means you got to divide this thing, y'all. You got to divide it, one on one side and one on the other. One is for righteousness, one is for just, one is for Yah, and one is for darkness, evil, and unjust and unrighteous. Come on, divide this thing. If you want to say, people want to say things, I don't care what people say in the Torah, how they learn to read Hebrew, how they think they have mastered the beginning to the end and all their books. That's what Sister Deborah has said for years. All the understanding they have, all the wisdom they have, the knowledge, everything they have cannot weigh spirit and truth. That's it. For his mercy and grace. Now just think, people that's out here doing everything that's wicked, he's still pouring out grace and mercy on them. Isn't that deep? Isn't that deep? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into my verses here that I have. And I want you to just hear what is going on here with this light. And the topic was, are you the light? Okay. And I want you to see if you are the light. You know, this gives you some more insight. And you all start judging things. Start judging things in spirit and truth. You have that ability. You have that gift that Yah has given you to do so. Use it. Okay. Now, John, we're gonna go. Let me see where I want to start. I'm gonna start off with John, and I'm gonna start off with John. John chapter 9. I would like for you all to have your Bible and go to John chapter 9. And we're going to talk about that light that rests in you. So after tonight, you will know, wait a minute, this light is deep, it's powerful, it has the gifts, it has the power that Yeshua HaMashiach said that after you receive this light, you shall have what? Power, and do greater miracles and signs and wonders. And this is why it can't be, because no one wants to give the people what is already invested in them. How would you say it? Start up their light, or kindle their light, or get it set. So it's because where we're at in this day, oh Father Yah, you know that it's needed. Okay, in John chapter 9, verse 4 and 5. John chapter 9, verse 4 and 5. Verse 4 and 5 in John chapter 9. And this is Yeshua. This is Yeshua talking here, okay? And he says, I must work the work of him that sent me. Now, see right how you see how pretty that sounds? That sounds pretty to me. That sounds beautiful to me, because what he's saying, I am Yeshua HaMashiach, but somebody sent me, y'all. When you don't know, when he say, narrow is the gate to what leads to righteousness, and very few shall find the truth of righteousness. And it is that Yeshua was an angel that brought the mission of the sacrifice, the Redeemer. He had to die as you and I, which are angels as well. Okay. But when he came with Christ, okay, which is Yah's right hand, his beloved, his only begotten. That's why if you read before Yeshua came, he says, the Bible tells us in Matthew's, in Mark, and Luke, and on, the Son of Man, and it talks about the Son of Yah. And no one's ever measured. Why is it saying two? One son is the man, one son is the Son of Yah. You put both of them together to work the mission of the Father. And right here, Yeshua is actually telling you, watch what he said. I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. Day represents light. Light represents day. Okay, now watch this. The night cometh when no man can work. Okay, why? Because the darkness is going to be, it's like that now. It's so much darkness that many of us that have the light don't even want to work, because there's so much darkness in our flesh. We don't see no need to work. But he's saying here, he's speaking of himself. I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. Notice this here. The night cometh. He letting you know when no man can work. You see, and he himself had to leave. Okay, and therefore his work was ending until he come into us and give us light. Now we're what he said. I must work the works of him that sent me. Now, what he's saying is, while it is day, it is light. My mission, I am the light. I am the work what Yah has given me. Once night, I have to decrease so that you all can increase with the light in which came with me. Now it comes with you. I don't know if that makes any sense to you all, but that's what he's saying here. Now listen to verse 5. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. You see what he said? As long as he's living, he is the light of the world. But see, when he decrease, then we increase with the light that he once had. You see what I'm saying? So this, you see, this is showing you the importance of this light. He said, why he said, I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day, meaning light. Okay. And night cometh when no man can work. Night is death. You know, you can't do nothing in death. No man. So he had to die. So he's letting you know why I'm living. I'm the light, and I'm going to do the work of my Father. But this is what he said in 5. As long as I am in the world, I'm going to be the light. And I'm saying to you all, as long as you are in the world, now that you are aware, be the light. Be the light. Sister Deborah tell you, walk in the light, talk the light, act the light, dress the light. Be in the light. Okay? And it said in 5, as long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. But once he decreased, mean die, mean the night comes and he cannot work anymore, do the work. Now he's transferring it over to us. So why is it we got to forsake the light? Why do we have to continue to walk in darkness? Because our flesh is dead. So we're going to act like everything else is dead. And the light of Yeshua HaMashiach is resting in us. But you would never know it. We're not helping anyone to enhance the spirit that's in us that carries the light. Okay. Now, when you go to, now let's go to Romans 13. In Romans 13, chapter 13, Romans chapter 13 and verse 12. In chapter 13 and verse 12. The night is far spent, verse 12. The night is far spent. The day is at hand. So Sister Deborah telling you now, the day is at hand. Watch this here. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness. See, Yeshua HaMashiach didn't have work of darkness. He only had the works of lights because Yah sent him here for just that. But we that has flesh and spirit, we have to understand. Verse 12, Romans chapter 13, verse 12. The night is far spent. The day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness of our flesh, and let us put on the armor of light. That's what time it is, y'all. That's what time. And it's the time forevermore. As long as you live, know that you must walk in the light. You must desire it. Y'all just said, when he's talking about a mustard seed and a pin needle, he's speaking of just have a little of what light. And I'll meet you all the way. That's all. Just have a little and I'll meet you there and give you much light. But we have to have that little comes from a desire to want to have the light, the desire to want to know that the light live therein. So in verse 13 of Romans, chapter 13, verse 12, the night is far spent. The day, because it is. The night our flesh spend up all our time doing everything it want to do, saying everything it want to say, being everything it want to be. And none of it is righteous. That's why I was saying polygamy is not anything righteous. It's not spirit and truth. Kick it to the curb. Don't believe what they say. Don't take in that. Don't eat of that. Don't nourish yourself with that. That's vain and vexed. Okay? That's why you don't hear it in the new. As they call the new and old. I just call it a whole. But the New Testament, you don't hear all that. That stuff went on back there where they weren't even listening. We didn't have a redeemer. They didn't listen. They didn't do nothing. They lost everything. They was disrespectful. They was rebellion. They was stiff-necked. They were everything and some. So I don't want to hear about the old. Walk now in the light. Okay? And it says, what I like about it, said, let us put on the armor of light. Put it on and walk therein. And Sister Deborah, I think I've been on this topic probably 9 months regarding the light. Walk in the light, y'all. Go in the direction of the light. Seek it, desire it, want it. Let it rest in you, because even though you might not know it, that's where the power is at too. That's where the power is at. Okay, let's go to Philippians 2, chapter 2, and verse 15. Philippians 2, chapter 2, verse 15. That ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of Yah. What are you talking about? I'm going to stop it right there. You know what he's talking about? He's talking about those that's in the light. Y'all didn't know they did you. No, because they ain't going to tell you. That's how important it is to just walk in the light. Desire, and he'll bring you on in and let you see what it is consists of. Whether you desire or not, if you his, he's going to bring you in anyway. Okay? So, with this light that rests therein, you're going to be no blameless. That's why I say don't waste your medication on how I'm supposed to walk like these Hebrew men and these Hebrew women telling you. They can't tell you nothing if you got the light within yourself. Sister Deborah can't tell you nothing if the light is resting therein. You might can tell me something. You see, this is the power that we must give back to the authority in which it belongs. And stop running around here trying to claim everything that y'all ain't gave you nothing to teach nobody nothing if you're not leading your people to the light and to that which is righteous and to that which is spirit and truth. So listen to verse 15. He says that this is Philippians 2, chapter 2, verse 15. That ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of Yah. Watch this here. Without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked, perverse nation. That's where we at, y'all. That's where we at. Whether we own up to it or not, that's on you. That's where we at. He said, I believe it, and that's just it. Not just that he said it, I believe it. He's shown it to me. That's it. That's good to go for me. Now watch what's it. Among whom ye shine as light in the world. Come on now, y'all. In a perverted nation that's crooked. In the midst do we stand. And what happens? Among whom ye shine as lights in the world. Because Yeshua told us. He said, I got to decrease. Because darkness meaning death. I got to decrease so that you all can increase with this light. See, y'all got to carry the tarp. What is it? Is it a tarp? I still can't get that right, and I ran track. You all have to carry it. Okay? So it's the light. Don't let your light go out. Not right now, not ever. Now that you know. No one can tell you how to dress. No one can tell you what to eat. No one can tell you how to speak, what you can and cannot do. That is for those that rest therein in darkness who wants you to be up under their feet. You can't afford it. You're the light. What did it say? Let's go over it again. That ye may be blameless. That means that, let me tell you something. I know you do things wrong. You do things to displease me. And I know you have done it, but because you got that light, that's bust straight through anything you do. And I'm going to, when you stand before me, I'm going to hold you blameless. And they know that. Do you know? You all know that? People knows that. That's what he's talking about. But they ain't going to teach you that. They ain't going to show you that because they want you in bondage to them, to their cult, to their religion, to their camp, to their community, to their church, to their own understanding of their flesh. Now it says that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of Yah, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. Don't let nobody tell you. You think for 1 minute your head covering and your clothes going to change your light? What did Sister Deborah say when people walk up to her? They see the light in my flesh shining, glowing through my flesh. They ain't looking at my hair, and I don't look like this here when I'm my daily. as I go throughout life. I don't look like this. First of all, you'll swear down that it ain't even me. Because I'm going to be, you know what? Let me tell y'all why I drew to that conclusion that I'm going to walk in Yah and please him. Because what I realize is that, hey, wait a minute, hold up. You talking about his name is this. Wait a minute. Who was that dealing with me when I was 4? I didn't know who he was, but I believed. Who's that showing me all these things in visions and dreams? Who's that's giving me the gift of to be able to see things prior? You know, who is that was talking to me in high school and elementary, telling me about the we the people? Who was that talking to me all that time? I didn't have my hair combed. I wore my shorts and my pants. But who was that dealing with me? See, y'all, they want you to get wrapped up on the outer man. Let's get that inner man together. See, that's what it's about. It's not you who you are on the outside, it's who you are on the inside. And when you get that inside right, hey, it'll taint that outside. And it won't taint it based on what a man and a woman say. It'll taint it based on who Yah has revealed himself to you and told you, oh, it ain't about that. You think when you stand before, oh, no, here I am. I'm in heaven. I'm getting ready to be judged. Oh, Deborah, you didn't have your head wrapped. Oh, Deborah, you didn't wear fringes. Oh, Deborah, you should have blew the horn or the trumpet. You should have had the feast days. You should have did all that in the flesh. Y'all say I ain't got nothing to do with that. That is not of me. Come on, I'm finna rumble and judge you in the spirit. Hey, you gave and give. Didn't you hear when those sheep that was for judgment, and he said that you did this here, you gave me food, you took me in, you visited me, and they said, when did we do that? Do y'all get it? Do you get it? It's spirit and it is true. They trying to figure out when did we do that? Because y'all imagine you based on spirit and truth, not based on what men and women telling you. That's why the spirit is being compressed and the gift is being hid. And the power rest therein is not being revealed because we are hooked up on what a man and a woman tell us on all these devil platforms. And they ain't got the power over us. They don't have the authority and they don't have the rulership over us. We are bought with a price. And Christ said he had to decrease so we may increase in the light. So why are we giving all our light to darkness? Because that's what you're entertaining on these devil platforms. People full of darkness. And you just eating them up from the floor. You see? And you the light. No. You don't let them be the light. And you walking in darkness trying to find them. Let them find you. You got the power. Because once you come to the understanding, what Yeshua was saying, I must do the work of my Father while it is day, which is light. Because it's going to get dark, meaning dead. And then he tell us to come on, grip this light. Come on now, y'all. We need to get the power back where it belongs. That's all I got to say about that. But I like this in here because he was saying, among whom ye shine as light in the world. We need to stop this. We need to stop this and get a grip. We are the light of this world. People need to be coming and wanting to hear what we have to say about the judgment of this world, about the judgment of the tribe of Judah, about the judgment of the whole house of Israel, because we are the light to bust darkness out. Okay? Thessalonians. First Thessalonians. What is that, my book? And we go into chapter 5. And I want you to hear this. First Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 5 and 6. Now listen to this. First Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 5 and 6. Now listen to this. Now I'm gonna bump it up to 4, you guys. I'm gonna bump it up to 4 because I see something in there might need to be spoken. But ye brethren, let me, yeah. But ye brother, verse 4, First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 4. But ye brethren are not in darkness, that that day shall overtake you as a thief. Okay. Verse 5. Ye are all the children of the light and the children of the day. So light and day is one side. Dark and night is another side. They hand in hand, and light and day hand in hand. And verse 5, ye are the children of the light and the children of the day. We are not the night nor the darkness. You see what I'm saying? We are not the night nor the darkness. See, it separates. Either you are in the day and the light, or you in the darkness and the night. Which side are you on? And you know what the darkness and the night is: evil and wicked. So you know what the day and the light is. Okay. Now verse 6 says, therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. Now let me get to that sleep. And we're going to read another verse that has some connection to that. Let me explain that to you all. We talk about awake. You're going to hear Job talk about awaken. I searched many scriptures trying to figure out how is it a nation of men can come to a newfound religion called the Hebrew Israelite movement and the awakening. What in the racks behind are you awakening to? I'm trying throughout this whole thing, you guys, I'm trying to understand, what are you awakening to? If you're not awakening to light, to righteousness, to spirit and truth, what is your newfound religion, Hebrew Israelite movement and awaken? What is it founded under? What is you awakening to? I still haven't gripped it outside of darkness, night, and sin, wicked, and evil. They have awakened to that, because outside of that, they're still sleep in their ignorance. Okay. Now, as verse 5 in First Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 5, ye are the children of the light. Keep that in mind, you guys. And the children of the day. You are the light and the day. We are not the night nor the darkness. So there are children in the night and the darkness. And guess what? 99.9. So it's a lot of them. That's when I say 99.9, I don't mean everybody. It's a way of saying so many. Okay. Verse 6, therefore let us not sleep as do others. See, but let us watch and be sober. See, they sleep because they're walking in darkness. They ain't awakened to nothing. They say they have awakened. We are awakening because they think they're awakening to a newfound religion and a new thing that, hey, we the people. No. That is not what he wants you to awaken to. He wants you to awaken to spirit and truth. He wants you to awaken to that you are the light. You are the children of the light. Awaken to that. Let me see you awaken to that. Let me see you awaken to that. Oh, you ain't gonna do that, are you? You ain't coming out that darkness for nothing. You ain't coming out that darkness for nobody, are you? Let me see you wake up in light. Let me see you wake up in the daytime. That's what you need to awaken to. Okay. Now we're gonna go to Ephesians chapter 5. See, that's what they don't want that. They don't want to awaken to that. Oh no, we ain't gonna go in that area. Shut your mouth, woman. A woman not supposed to speak. You're not supposed to exalt yourself over a man. Get somewhere and sit down with all that darkness. Nobody don't want to hear that crap after walking in light all these years. What makes you think I'm gonna buckle up to what you talking about out your ugly mouth? I don't want to hear that mess. That's for those who lost and don't know no better. He been dealing with me since I was 4. What would I look like following you? In your darkness, in your night. Okay, Ephesians chapter 5 Ephesians chapter 5, verse 8 and verse 9. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 8 and verse 9. And 8 reads, for ye sometimes darkness, but now are ye light. Why? Because he knew that as long as we're in darkness, we don't recognize that we are the light. We are in Christ. We don't even recognize it. But he's saying there were some times when you were in darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Okay, so understand you're not darkness anymore. So stop making yourself a part of the darkness and stop letting darkness teach you. They can't teach you nothing. He says this, walk as children in the light. Where does he say walk in as children and let darkness teach you of the light? Darkness can't teach you of the light. I'm sorry to tell you. No, I ain't sorry. What I'm talking about. Darkness can't teach you. I'm going to say it like that. Darkness cannot teach you, okay, of the light. Only the light can teach you of the light, okay? And verse 9 says, for the fruit of the Spirit is in goodness and righteousness and truth. You see that? There go that spirit and truth. There go that righteousness. Remember when I say polygamy, if it's not found under righteousness and spirit and truth, kick it to the curb. That's how you measure everything. Measure everything in spirit and truth and in righteous, in just. You see? Don't measure stuff in this darkness and what they talking about. They ain't talking about nothing. Proving what is acceptable to the Lord. No, that's in verse 10. No, you don't want to follow the darkness and let the darkness teach you and tell you did. Oh, it's like did. I'm going to tell you something I realize people do not understand. This is not a white and black thing at last. Only way it's a white and black thing if it is night and it is day. It is darkness and it is light. Anything outside of that, it has no connection to white and black. They don't get it, they won't, and they'll understand it by and by. That's all I can say. Because we make everything about the flesh. We make everything about the flesh and leaves nothing for the spirit that overrides any and all things. Praise the mighty God. Praise the mighty God. We leave nothing. We leave no room, no space, no power. We know that. Hey, I know that power there, so I ain't even go there. So we don't leave no space. We want everything. They want everything to fall under the darkness. And under the darkness is stuff that ain't got nothing to do with righteous, ain't got nothing to do with spirit and truth. You see, ain't got nothing to do with the light. So come on. Only thing that you divide when you're dealing with white and black is dark and night. No, dark and light and night and day. That's it. Everything wraps around that. So if you got Caucasian people, they have to be founded under the same light you are founded on, or else they will what? In darkness. Hebrew Israelite got to be founded under the light, or else they walking in what? Darkness. They don't get it, and they won't. Okay, so we're going John 11, chapter, the Gospel of John, chapter 11, verse 9. John chapter 11, verse 9. We're talking about this light. John, the Gospel of John, chapter 11, verse 9. And it reads, and this is Yeshua answered, are there not 12 hours in a day? If any man walk in the day, he stumble not. You see, he stumbles not. He's letting us know this light that I have to disperse unto thee, once I have decreased and you have increased, and now you are the light of the world. Let me tell you, walking in the day, as an example, if any man walk in the day, he stumble not, because what? He seeth the light of the world. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So now we are the light of the world, that we should give light to others, that they shall not stumble. You see how we're escaping even our works. Yeshua said he was doing his works, but you see how we are escaping our works? It's because we are not even in full understanding that we're supposed to be the ones that represents the Most High Yah. We are his light. You see, we are to give light to the world. Are we doing that? No, because we didn't know. We didn't know how. We didn't know about it. And it's been here thousands of years. Thousands of years. You think Yah had forsaken us? No. He said in Genesis, I'm going to keep the light on, this flaming torch, that man may find their way to the tree of life. The way has always been seen. But so much darkness has come into the world. He had to bring the Redeemer to bring some light. And then the Redeemer said, I got to decrease so that you may increase with this light. And greater gifts and wonders shall thee do, because I go to my Father's, and he gonna give it all to you. And what we walk around here trying to look like somebody, or trying to act like they said we should act, and eat what we should supposed to, what they say eat. Tell you what, walk in the light and let the spirit of the Ruach lead you. Okay, so that's now in verse what was that, John chapter 11 verse 9. Are thee not 12 hours in a day? If any man walk in day and stumbled not, because he seeth the light of the world. See, he won't stumble as long as he see us representing the light, child. Telling spirit and truth. Telling people about the Ruach HaKodesh, who the Father is and his mission, and how we're supposed to serve and worship and praise him. Now watch this, verse 10. But if any man walk in the night, he stumbles, because there is no light in him. You see, we have to get to where we need to be, okay? Because we're thinking we're going to remain where we at. No, you ain't, baby. You ain't seen nothing yet. And let me tell you, I've seen it. And you all ain't seen nothing that's yet to come. You talking about sorrow. You ain't seen nothing. So get your light ready. Get your power activated again. Let the Ruach speak in you, through you, for you. Don't try to override him. Let him speak. Bold. Let him lead and guide your light, that you should never be lost or stumble. Don't put your trust in no man. And I mean Sister Deborah either. Put all your trust in the Most High Yah, and the Most High Yah only. Praise the mighty Yah. Praise the mighty Yah. 1 John chapter 2, verse 10. 1 John chapter 2, verse 10. He that loveth his brother abide in the light, and there is none occasion to stumble in him. You know, it's no reason, because you abide in the light. There's no occasion to stumble in him. Okay. And it says, he that loveth his brother abide in the light. There is no occasion of stumbling in him. Why? Because the light in you is going to carry the love. And the love is give and gave. And you know, I was that yesterday? It was the day before yesterday. I was thinking about understanding give and gave is the love in which we think is love. And when Yah is telling us to love our brothers and love one another, he's talking about give and gave. What did that mean? Give our time, give our energy, give our hearts, give our minds. And if you got anything that can be used to give, if they're hungry, if they need this and they need that, give that. But it is not. No man on the face of the earth can define define love. It's too much sick of it. It's too much sick love to define love. They can't find it and they never will. Think of that, you all. If Yah is the creator of love, how can man define something Yah created that he charged all of us to have? How is you going to charge us, Father, to have love and we too ignorant to even know what love is? But I thank him from allowing us to live to understand it is give and gave. So when he was those that was in front of him, he was judging them. They was trying to figure out, when did we do those things? He said, when I was hungry, what did you do? You gave me. When I was thirsty, you did what? You gave me a drink. When I was in the hospital, what did you do? You visit me. When I was in prison, you did what? You visit me. You took out your time, your energy to come see. When did we do that, Father, Yah? When did we do that, Father, Yah? You done it in spirit and in truth. Because that's where it rests. So we run around here trying to chase love. What love got to do with it? What is love? We got so much sick love because I think about me and my children. I feel that I love them so much, I have given them all of me. That's the only way that's the only way I can identify the love that I have for my children. And you know what they'll say? Only way I can identify my mother love us because she always gave. She always gave her time. She always gave her energy. She always gave her strength. She always gave her conversation. She always gave her ear to hear. She always gave her mouth to speak. She always gave money, everything there was. I've always given. And then I turned back around and said, Father, Yah, nobody gives me. What you hooping and hollering for? He just gave you something. He gave you understanding, Deborah, to understand love is to give and give. And when you're able to master the give and give, then you're in there. So I have received the ultimate. Because when I look back over my life and I just see all my life was to give and give someone. So I thank the Most High for allowing me to live to understand give and give is love. And all this sick love they got out here, it's sick. That's what Tina Turner probably was talking all the time. What love got to do with it? Because it ain't got nothing. What is love? You can get 100 million people, give them a piece of paper, and tell them in 3 sentences, define love as you know it. And guess what? Out of all those people, all of them be different. So what? Love cannot be defined. You see? When Yah said, men, love your wife as Christ loved the church. Only one thing Christ did to love the church. He gave his life. Wait a minute, Sister Deborah, wait a minute. Gabe was in there. Yes. So he wants men to give their life for their wives. And their life is consist of things that they once used to do and they do. Make sure that they give her that time, that energy, okay, that ear to hear, that strength. That's what he's saying. He ain't telling them to give her $1 million. Women need to get somewhere and sit down. You don't need no money. You need something bigger and better than money, because when it all said and done, you laying up in there and guess what? You still ain't being loved. You see? So I love the ideal of those that was, he gave that example of those that came before him come judgment. And he gave you the difference in the two, one that did it and one that didn't. And he told you exactly where they went. And then those that did give and gave, he told you they go to the New Jerusalem. But the one who didn't give and gave, what did they end up? Because they didn't do what? They didn't give. They didn't give. It didn't say love. He broke it down in give and gave. They still don't get it. You see? So I just give all the praise and honor to the Most High Yah for allowing me to live, to see, and to understand what is his love. I'm going to got 2 more verses here. No, I got one more, and that's First John chapter 1 and verse 7. And we're going to cut here, even though I got a lot of verses. And I think that was what he was giving for me to really fully be able to speak unto you regarding this light. In First John chapter 1 verse 7. But if we walk in the light. Now I got another one from Job. I'm gonna let you hear what Job said about the light. Now I got to give you that one. Let me see. With Job. Okay. But in First John chapter 1 and verse 7. But if we walk in the light as he is in the light, we have fellowship one to another. You got people who've been on this devil platform for years and years. Males trying to figure out why is it we just can't unite. Because you're busy debating. That's why. But and you're busy on polygamy. That's why. Okay, so it says, but if we walk in the light as he is in the light, we have fellowship with one another. So that leads me to understand this. When they hooping and hollering, which they do, I don't know if you all be hearing them, about us uniting and why we can't come together. Why is it that we are hating on one another? Why is it the males and female and male, they're not getting along and everything? You know why? Let's answer it here, right here. And whether you believe it or not, Deborah could care less. It is spirit and it is truth. But if we walk in the light as he is in the light, we have fellowship one with another. We have to walk in the light before we come talking about some uniting. You see what I'm saying? Before we can even sit at the same table, we got to first come to the light. That's going back to what Sister Deborah was telling you. When they want to bring polygamy, get your butt somewhere and sit down with that mess. If you can't bring spirit and truth to the table and kick the books out of the way and bring spirit and truth to the table and let y'all be in the mess, you get somewhere and sit down with all that mess. You see, they ain't gonna do that because they so used to using verses and scriptures and thinking they can beat you all down and batter you, and y'all sitting here telling you, come on, pull up, you the light. You the light, speak. I'll be your mouthpiece, speak. You the light that sits in the midst of darkness. You can tell them something. But what we do, we buckle up and get up under them. You see? And here in John, the gospel, John 1, First John chapter 1, verse 7. But if we walk in the light as he is in the light, we have fellowship one with another. And the blood of Yeshua HaMashiach, his son, cleanse us from all sin. See, wait a minute, hold up, Deborah. Wait a minute. You mean this light, the blood of Yeshua HaMashiach, this light cleanse us from sin? Yes. That's why when they telling you and trying to use the law and commandments like an iron claw, you can't hold them, baby. Only the light in you through Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, can uphold the law in you. You can't do it. Why? Your flesh is dark. Your spirit is light. You see? Now, your spirit can get your flesh under the subjection, but you still sometimes will battle trying to hold those commandments. But I'm going to hold you blameless. Why? Because you got that light up in you. He already didn't. He didn't. And you know what? So many verses breaking that down, letting you know it's what's in you that's going to hold those commandments. It's not you in your flesh. You think your flesh give a rat's behind about y'all's commandments? No. But something in you that's greater, that abide in you, in your spirit, and abide you in it, which is the Ruach HaKodesh. It's going to hold the commandments, and you're going to be him. You're going to be a part of him because you're going to be the light. Okay? So, and it says here, we have fellowship one with another. This is why you can't unite. So if you want to know why you can't bring, you only, okay, wait a minute, hold up. You can unite in darkness and be lost in the night. And that's what most of them are good at, uniting in the darkness. But when you come over in light, where it's spirit and truth, the reason why you who still hooping and hollering, why we can't get along, why the women and the men can't love and stop the hate, it's because you still both has to walk in the light. That's why a woman cannot be a man cannot expect a woman to be one that submit to him until he's submitted to the higher power. And then it come on down. But you get your butt over there with the higher power and submit to that, so I may submit to you. You see? Because if what they're asking them to do, submit to my flesh. And once you submit to a man's flesh, you will never make it to the spirit of Yah. And what I mean to that is, if you're submitting in a way and in his order to his flesh, he ain't submitted to Yah. He might not ever. So where did that leave you? Out there. You see? So therefore, he submit. If you're going to meet somebody and he's trying to tell you to submit to him, or he the ruler, you kick that mess to the curb. Get your butt in the light and walk therein and submit your spirit to the Most High Yah, so the Ruach can come in you, so I can submit to you. That's how it's rumbled. All this other mess they talking about, stay away from it. Judge them based on spirit and truth. That's all Sister Deborah can say. Stay in the light, and if you anything you measure on these devil platforms, or any church, any synagogue, any temple, anything, measure in spirit and truth. Can it be brought to the table in spirit and truth, where no books is allowed, but the spirit, where one or two or more are joined, he gonna be in the midst. Let's put him in the midst of this. Oh yeah, you want to rumble, you want to debate, put him on the table. Kick your ugly mouth to the curb, and all your precepts and all your books and all your line. Because when you finish, the Ruach come to teach all things, not these books. You understand? But the Ruach, he is a spirit. He's the spirit that know all things. And he don't need no book to precept. He don't need a line here and a little here. He don't need no Torah. He is the Torah. How can one be the Torah, need the Torah? You see how stupid that is? That's why he said, I come to teach you. Not some things, Deborah. Not a little here and a little there. I come to teach you all things. And I got to trust that he's capable of doing just that. Now, the main this one about Job, it was so nice what Job was talking about. And don't tell me I might not. And I'm going to just read that one. Yeah, here go Job. The book of Job, chapter 24. The book of Job, chapter 24, and verse 12 and 13 and 14 and 15 and 16. But no, we just gonna go a little bit. Job chapter 24, verse 12. Men groan from out of the city, and the spirit of the wounded cry out. Yet Yah lay not folly to them. Verse 13. They are of those that rebel against the light. They know not the way thereof, nor abide in the path thereof. That's just letting you know the destiny, the predestined of those who do not. They are, verse 13, they are of those that rebel against the light. So don't think that those that out here deceiving you are for you. They created to rebel against you, because you are the light and they are the darkness. Okay? They know not the way thereof. Why? Because you're sitting your butt around with the light. So you know the way. Why? Because you can see in darkness. You are the light. They know not the way thereof, nor abide in the path, in the righteous way thereof. They don't know the righteous way. So what we're doing, we getting on these devil platform, hearing all this nonsense and going their way. And we the light. If that's not messed up from the floor, and when we tell you why that's true, it's because that's why you don't see the power. That's why you don't see the power of healing, the power of deliverance. You don't see it. And we should be seeing greater. But because we, the light, keep running up under those that are darkness, they don't even know the path. The path to what? What is righteous. Okay? Now, this is what it's saying in 13, Job 24 and 13. They are of those that rebel against the light. They go up against you. They go up against you. They go up against you. Why? Because you are the light. So while you keep dimming yourself, hiding yourself under covers, putting your candle out so that they light may shine, their light is not shining because Sister Deborah can discern it. They're walking in darkness. So when Sister Deborah's saying they walk in the darkness, you best believe they are in the darkness. That's why I can get on here and say what I say and the way that I say it. I don't care about the way people feel and what people are saying, you saying towards somebody else or whatever. It doesn't matter. They don't come this way. They better say they butt over in that darkness. Because they come over here in the light, they're gonna get themselves in trouble. You see, they're gonna get themselves in trouble. Okay. So, and it says here, they know not the ways thereof, nor abide in the paths thereof. Now, 14, the murderers rises with the light, killeth the poor and the needy, and in the night is as a thief. So this is how thick night is, y'all. While we sitting here trying to buckle up on the night and hear what they got to say, hear their precept. Not only their precept, hear their wisdom, hear their knowledge, hear their understanding, hear their Torah, hear their Hebrew, hear they everything, and they are the night, and we are the light. But we buckling up under them, okay? And they're like their light killeth their night. Let me get that right. The murderer, verse 14, the murderer rises with the light, meaning you don't know that they in the midst of you. Some people don't. I can discern it, but I'm just sitting here saying to y'all, they killeth the poor and the needy, and in the night as a thief. They ain't nothing good about it. So when Sister Deborah's on here hooping and hollering, saying, do y'all not see all this going on? Do y'all see what our men, do y'all see what our women are doing? Do y'all see it? Because I'm like in Ludo land trying to figure out why is it, Father, I'm seeing it so clear. And I'm trying to get others to just do their search and look and see what I'm talking. But it's just like, it's nothing there. Because no one believes that they are the light. They think the people that's in darkness on these devil platform who's chasing subscribers and lights, they think they the light. They think they the light. So they go up under them and let them teach them what's going on in the world, because they don't give them nothing else. They don't give them nothing, spirit and truth. So that's all they can give them is what is in the world, because if they live for the world, that's what they in. You can't blame them for being in the darkness if that's all they want to mount up to. Yeah, they want to pretend they got on the role playing clothes, and they represents the Most High Yah. But measure your light toward them, okay? And start measuring what they're saying towards spirit and truth. If they're not bringing spirit and truth to the table this day, because we are in the midst of a judgment from the Most High Yah, and ain't nobody bringing no spirit and truth, something wrong, okay? It ain't gonna stop y'all from doing what he gonna do anyway. But I'm just saying, we don't know what day nor hour, what year in which y'all gonna show up and show out, okay? But so we got to understand we here. So what we gonna do while we here? What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna follow darkness? What you gonna do? Okay. Verse 15. The eyes also of the adulteress waited for the twilight darkness, which is twilight, saying, no eyes shall see me, and disguise his face. Going back to what I was saying, role playing. See, doing all kind of wicked. Oh, nobody can see me. See, and that's the whole ideal of all these platforms. I hear people coming up. This one guy say, I'm finna start my own network. Get somewhere and sit down. We're not even in that season of starting your own network. It's in the time of bringing people to spirit and truth. It ain't in time for you to start your network. Ain't nothing you gonna be able to say nowhere without these redneck people coming after you in every shape, form, or fashion. having our men put on dresses. That's where our men that grip money, grip something or have something going. They always go wicked, full course. The white man tell them put on a skirt, they put on a skirt. Put on a wig and lipstick, they put on a wig and lipstick. Anything the white man tell them to do against their people, they do it with a hearty heart, with no problem. That's what they leads to. It leads to. Okay, so here in 15, he sit and tell you how the eyes of also the adulterer waited for the twilight, saying, no eye shall see me, and disguises his face. That's what they do. They want to look a role. They play a role and get you believe to walk in their role playing. Take them doing role play and clothes off. And furthermore, if you the light, you should be you're capable of discerning who's who and what's what. Now, verse 16, it says, in the darkness they dug through houses which they had marked for themselves. See there? In the daytime, okay? They knew not the light. Now, what do daytime mean? That means they picked appointed time to come and do the things in the day so they can pretend to be, they're pretending to be holy than thou, and they're pretending to be worshiper of the Most High Yah, because they learned already how to work in the day. Okay? But in the day, they're working wickedness in the day, because they know that there is those that are in the day that's in the light. So they coming among us working wicked and evil in the day. Okay? But what it says, they know not the light. Even though they working it, they don't know the light. See, they don't know the light, even though they working among the light and around the light. You see? But they don't know, because they are not the light. They just working in the midst. And that's how I feel about all these platforms, especially this new Patreon or whatever, YouTube and Facebook. These people on here role playing. And Sister Deborah, I hope that you all got something out of that lesson. Anybody had any questions or anything they want to ask before we I liked it that, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. It is so many things that the Most High. Let me see all these verses. Here they go. This one. It's just so many that the Most High gave me that I cannot cover right now. But I believe He was giving me that to get that feel of the topic itself, and I thank Him for that. And I hope that you all got something out of representing the light of Christ. For you are the light, and let not the world tell you that you the darkness and they the light, and you need to get up under them. All righty. Seed of darkness. A lot of them don't believe that, but that's what it is. Remember when He sowed the seeds? Why was that sower sowing seeds in all the wrong places? It only sowed seeds in the soil. So that lets you know people ordained position is in the darkness. Yeah, He is the Sabbath. So what you do with that is you seek Him regarding that. You seek Him, and you best bet He will answer you. Oh yes, He will. You seek Him, because several others have asked that question. So what you do, you go face to face to Him in spirit and truth. And when I mean in spirit and truth, shut up, please, and hear Him. Let Him speak first. And whatever He bring into your mouth, let Him have His way. He want to speak to your spirit. Let Him have His way. But He would answer you that. Sister Deborah is not the Sabbath. She is. She can't say that one can take the Sabbath and switch or go this way or go that way. All I could say is seek the face of the Most High Yah, and He'll give you an answer. And whatever He says, it goes. Okay, not what somebody else said, but what He say. Glory to the Most High Yah. Yes, hallelujah. Yes, praise the mighty Yah. He's worthy to be praised. And you all just think how he is to have to see everything going on, and he started pouring all this grace and mercy. Because if what happens if he don't pour out the grace and mercy? Do anybody know? Good. I'm glad you got the understand. That's really good. What is what happens if he stopped grace and mercy right now? If he stopped grace and mercy right now, what'll happen, y'all? Wonderful. Confirmation is the one. And thank you. Oh, he did. See, he answered you about the Sabbath. I praise the mighty Yah. Yes, he would do that. Yep. Yep. And if people are not bringing you all toward the light in any way, even in their messages, if it's not gearing you to, wait a minute, Father, okay, where is that something I can have? If it ain't causing you, listen, if it ain't causing you to, let me show you what I'm talking about. If there are messages that's not causing you to grip onto his garment, grip his garment, just keep gripping his garment, then you need to kick that message to the curb and stay away from that. Because somewhere along the line, we got to come to the throne of the Most High Yah. You see, and when we go there, we have to also understand is where we at in this day. It's about gripping his garment and not letting go. Not man pages and understanding, but Yah. And if they got a good message to give you, take it. And if you know it's feeding your life and it's giving you strength to walk in Yah, eat it, eat it, eat it. But if it ain't got nothing to do with the Most High Yah, and you get a plate about the whole world, and when you get your plate at the table, ain't nothing in there regarding Yah, kick that stuff to the curb. Kick it to the curb. Oh, it's been that's you're right. Ain't no more forgiveness. I don't think that's nowhere in sight. I really don't. Except for those that is his sons, his children. But no, I don't. It's just too much going on. It's just too much. And that's what I said. We lost, but we got the light. That's a good thing. And in the midst of darkness, we could see. Okay, see, without his grace and mercy, guess what? That's it. No more forgiveness. We lost without a cause. You're right. Because what happened? You're going to see all wicked all over the world. All over. People, you won't even be able to look out your door because your child will be coming to take your life. That's just how wicked it would be if it wasn't his grace and mercy. We don't even understand, even in our own household, his grace and mercy is what's keeping things from falling in. And we don't even understand that. That's why I felt really bad one time. I was talking about grace and mercy, and it overshadowed me because I realized, wait a minute now, all this stuff that's going on in this world, you see it, but yet you keep pouring out grace and mercy to everyone in spite of what they're doing. That's something to think about. And what is he doing when he pouring out grace and mercy? He love as we think love is. It's called giving. He's giving us grace and mercy. He's giving it to us. Are we entitled? No. We so ignorant we don't even know what it is. In spite of what we do, he still let us have life and keep it letting us go on and on in spite of all the stuff we're doing. That's what grace and mercy is holding up. Even if we don't love him, even if we don't give or gave, even if we don't call his name, even if we against him, even if we don't believe in him, even if we walking in Satan's footsteps, he still poured out grace and mercy. How's he doing it? He's giving it and giving it to you. He's giving it and giving it to you. It ain't he loving you. He's giving and giving it to you. His way of love. Father Yah, we thank you. We thank you for who you are all by yourself. We thank you for being a keeper, a revealer, a comforter. one that's showing us things to come. Father, y'all, we thank you for just being who you are all by yourself. You the greatness. You are the greatest. You are wonderful. You are powerful. You are perfect. You are excellent. You are kind. Your grace and mercy is so sweet, Father, y'all. We just thank you, Father. We want to just give you praise and honor and glory. And we give you praise because you're worthy to be praised, Father. We like to say, forgive us. Forgive us for our ugly ways, our ugly thoughts, our ugly feelings, and our ugly doings. We ask you to forgive us and help us to be the best, Father Yah, that you know that we can be. For we know not, and thou know all things. Help us to walk upright in thee, and that we may lead not to our own understanding, but lead to thy understanding through the Ruach HaKodesh. Protect us, Father. Protect us as you have so many times. We want to walk in your light. We don't want to walk in the darkness, Father. We don't want to be partaker of the darkness. We want to grip your garment in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. In the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. In the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, we want to grip your garment that you may make us whole again and restore in us. Restore it. Activate that power in which you have given us. And we give you all praise and glory and honor. Hallelujah. We just got to stay loving the way we know how to love him. And we got to work on something where we can participate in doing something for somebody else. I think that'll help out also in our walk. And just being the light to the world, because the world needs us, whether we feel that they don't, they do. They need that light. We need to walk in that light so that we can be the best that we can be in that which he has called us. And we give him all praise and honor and glory. And I thank everyone in the live chat for participating. And I will be back again. And yes, we give him all praise, honor, and glory. Amen. So thank you all. Shalom and shalom.